Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I am going to show you how I did this end of summer fun smoky look. Super colorful. I posted this on Instagram a little while back and I really wanted to show you guys how I created it. So if you want to see how I did this very colorful and fun look, then keep on watching. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is go in with my Life's a Drag palette, and I'm going to use this Campy shade right here. I'm just going to put this like all up in the crease and go over it a couple of times because it is a really pigmented shadow, but I just want it to be like really intense. Now that I've gone over that about 3 or 4 times with that shadow, I'm going to dive into my Juvia's Place palette, the Magic, and I'm going to go in with this shade right here. And this I'm going to take on a smaller blending brush, the E17. I'm going to place this like in my crease, and this is super pigmented as well. So just be light at first and then build it up. I'm going to go in with another clean small blending brush and buff out the edges and blend the two together. I'm going to go back in with the brush that I packed on pigment with, and I didn't even dip in again. I'm just going to go over it again because I know there's still product in the brush. And then one more time I'm going to take the initial brush that I used to place the yellow, dip in, get a little more yellow, and kind of just go over, lightly go over the edges. Kind of bring that yellow back in. Then I'm going to take my NYX HD Studio Concealer and place a little bit on the back of my hand. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to cut the crease with this and then place a glitter primer on top of that. Then I always like look up to see if the concealer will transfer, then it's going to transfer when you place the glitter, so you kind of just have to go along your natural eye line. And like I said, I'm going to place NYX glitter on top of this. Then I'm going to take this 03 glitter. It's just blue, the NYX glitter Brilliance. Okay, and I never see names on these things besides like those numbers, so I guess that's what it's called. I'm just gonna pick it up on a flat brush and place it where I just put that primer. Now the one thing I'm going to do is leave a little gap out here, and the only reason I'm doing that is to kind of like make sure that there's a little bit of blending. So I'm going to go back into my Juvia's Place palette and I'm going to dip into this dark blue in the corner. Now I only need a little bit of that, and I'm just going to place it like right here and kind of just like blend right in there. You don't even need a lot, it just really makes a difference compared to not having that there. It just looks very unfinished. So I just take a little bit, and you see how the outer corner looks a little more blended. Now, although I do have lash extensions, I am going to put lashes on for this look. I don't normally recommend going out and doing, like, wearing lashes for a long period of time, but when I did it the other day, when I did this look the other day, I put lashes on and it was fine for me, but I did it just to take pictures. So I'm doing this makeup look just to do the video, so I would be careful if you do have lash extensions and you want to recreate this. Maybe stay away from the lashes. Alright, so I chose to put the Kim Thai Cake Face Beauty lashes on. I just feel like they give it like that, like, bam type of look. But like I said, if they don't look perfect, that's because you're always lash extensions on. This is not something that you normally should be doing. But it's fine. we're working with it. Now what I'm going to do to contour is I'm going to use the Holy Quickie stick, and I'm just going to go in a couple places with this. It looks crazy dark. It's super, super warm. Like, look at that. But it blends out, and it's so much lighter than that. It's not even funny. You'll see. And then we'll go in with a bronzer. Now, I will say that this does not blend out nearly as well as the Fenty Beauty one does. The only reason I chose to go with this one is because it gives me like that more tropical, warm look that I need compared to the Fenty, where it's definitely a lot cooler color. So would it just not have looked good together? Yes, I could have powdered contoured, but I want to have that like really glossy, glowy type of look with such a bright, warm eye. So I'm just going to go in with my one concealer brush, that is the E8 by Morphe, and I'm just going to kind of like clean up around, blend it out a little bit more. But this honestly blends everything amazingly, and the Quickie stick sometimes just doesn't look good. You gotta really help it. But I still like it. I don't know why. Anywho, we're going to move on. And I'm going to set my face with my RCMA translucent powder. And then I am going to go along the bottom. And it looks like a lot of powder. That's because it is. But I'm just going to set underneath my contour, because we're going to go in there with a powder, and I don't want it to get like really cakey if it's not set well. So then I'm going to use the Hoola Benefit Bronzer. I use this just to contour because you can see it did blend out pretty well, and this is just going to give us like that little bit more of a glow effect. So I'm going to go in with a Morphe bronzing brush. And I know, I look like a whole dry queen right now. So I'm going to take a powder brush and really blend. And honestly, this is the darkest bronzer that I own. So that's why I go in with it. But I try and use it light-handed and then just like blend very well, because usually the reason I stopped using it is because it's so dark on me. But if I would have gone up a shade in foundation, it would have looked fine. Then for blush, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Radiant Blush Kit, and I'm going to go in with this guy right here, and that shade Breeze. No, Terrace. Yeah, Terrace. Like I said, I just went a little bit, and so I'm going to place it more up so that my face looks more like contoured, I guess. I don't know how to really explain it, but the higher up you go with blush, and like when you go down, it really like keeps that jawline, that contour that you just created. So it really helps like reinforce that when you go from like top down, and you don't do like out this way and you do that way. I'm going to be using the Jouer Cosmetics Skinny Dip. Now, sad story about this highlighter. I dropped and broke it. I don't know what the fuck happened. I opened up my makeup drawer where I keep all of my bronzers, highlighters, all that stuff, and one day it was just shattered. So I took some oil, dropped it in there, and we revived it. So bless, but it is pretty messy and makes me really upset. Now I am a little too light for this, and you're gonna see, like, you see that? Okay, well, you're gonna notice it's gonna look brown when I turn my face. So we're gonna go in and mix it with a lighter highlighter. I bought this when all the influencers were like, yes, Jouer Skinny Dip, you need it. And I was like, yes, I do need it. But look how good I look, and look how terrible I look. So it's way too dark for me, but I just placed a little bit. And I placed a little bit up here. And we're going to go in with something lighter. So then to kind of make me not look so dirty in my cheeks, I'm going to take the Ofra Naked Tutorials Glazed Donut. I'm going to place this like right in here where you're seeing like a lot of that like dirt look. We're going to just like kind of balance out the highlight. So with the magic of my powder brush, I went in and kind of like softened this up right in here, because normally I don't really like, I wouldn't really want to put a highlighter like so far up on my cheeks. The only reason I kind of did that is because I really want that like dramatic glowy look, but you're not seeing as much. You're just seeing like a little bit of like, a little bit of shine, not like bam highlight, if that makes sense. And then we can just take that more dramatic highlight and bring it up. Now I really want to show you guys Skinny Dip, because if you have it and you are a little bit darker shade than me, this is the highlight that I like would dream to use for this look, but unfortunately it just doesn't work for me as well. Now you can see that I don't look as like dirty, it's like that brown look on my cheeks anymore from the Ofra, but I am going to mix that Ofra and a little bit of the Skinny Dip and put it on my nose. I just want a little bit of that gold highlight, you know. I just want to be able to use what the cool kids can use, and it makes me sad because it's too light. As you finish out this eye look, I'm going to go back into Life's a Drag, take the brush I was using to blend, I'm going to dip into Campy, and what we're going to do is we're going to take this under the eye again, really, really, really dramatic, smoke it out. These shadows are so pigmented, but we need them to be like ×5, so we really got to dip in. Then I want to like meet the shadows up at a point, so I'm going to really take this and like bring everything to a point, really smoke it all out. And it doesn't look like, it looks dramatic, but it doesn't look like as crazy as if I would have gone in like with a red under my eyes like this. It's yellow, so for my skin tone it blends a little better. It doesn't look like as standout-ish. And then I'm going to take my Star Crush Minerals Peach Side Babe, and the only reason I take this is because I don't like use the shadow I was using from Juvia's Place. It's because this is like a really like neon shade. You see that? Super neon. So we're really going to get that dramatic bam look from this. Not that we didn't get it from Juvia's Place, but it really brightens up the look. Make sure you're very careful with it, because that was absolutely terrible. But as you can see, it kind of is like, looks like the shadow on top, but it's just like a pinch brighter. I'm going to take a smaller definer brush and drag this along the bottom, bring it all the way in my inner eye, bring it all the way out to meet this red shadow at like a point. And then I'm just going to take the Marc Jacobs Whirlpool liner and throw this in my waterline. So we are basically done. I just want to add a lip color, so I'm going to be using Spell. This is the Ofra Naked Tutorials collab, and I'd never used this shade until, I think I used like one other time, but until I did this look. But I think this is like one of the coolest colors. I normally don't gravitate towards these colors because it has this like metallic reflex to it, but it's very cool. And then to really like brighten it up a little bit more, I'm going to use the NARS Wonder Lip Gloss, and this is just like a pure orange. And that is it, you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this look. I'm like really happy with how this turned out when I did it the first time. So it's like, I have to show you guys how I did this. So I really hope that you enjoyed it. If there's any other looks that you want to see with either one of these palettes, let me know in the comments down below. I am obsessed with this palette. I haven't really like dove into this palette as much I do really think it's super cool, but I just have to play with it a little more, so maybe we can do that in a video. But other than that, if you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye, everyone.